Welcome back, everybody. BJ here from BJ Drinks Beer, as well as BJ and DG Talks Wrestling. This isn't a wrestling show, although I will say that I was at an amazing wrestling show last night. Um, just amazing action. If you want to hear about it, subscribe to the other channel. This is a beer stream, and after the show last night, we stopped by Stratosphere, Pete the Wall and I, which is right down the street from the Pro Wrestling Star Academy in Mount Holly, New Jersey. Walking distance. It's amazing. Um, and they were having their 3-year anniversary party. It's the whole weekend. We stopped there Friday and uh, hide your wives. Um, yeah, we stopped by Friday. We didn't even know what was going on or anything, but we stopped by, had a great time, and Jason, shout out to Jason. He hooked me up with a 6 pack of their first beer that's going into distribution. So I am going to go ahead and try one of those. So this one is a Vienna lager. It is, oh, there it is, 5.2%, and it's called Glockner. Very nice looking can, very sleek artwork. Gotta love it. I'm shaking. I've had 30 ounces of coffee today and nothing to eat so far, so ugh. I should have I have some chicken fried rice that I am going to house after this stream. So, oh, and I forgot to mention that we stopped by also before the show Saturday and after the show Saturday and just had an amazing time. Everyone there was absolutely great. Here we go. Uh, at times, um, I have to take it easy today because I want to be all right for the stream at 5. So, I'm not going to be going crazy. Uh, as you can see, about the color you would expect a Vienna lager to be on the nose. Okay, yeah, you're getting the maltiness, the subtle notes of toffee, some richness, a little bit of sweetness in there. Uh, Not picking up any hint of bitterness or anything. Smells very smooth. This one isn't going to have the flavor intensity of some of the Vienna lagers out there that I've come across, but we'll see what kind of flavor intensity it does have. Let's give it a try. Okay, yeah. Very smooth, very subtle sweetness up front. It's not overpowering. It's just enough, to notice really. Um, just like in the aroma, hints of toffee, uh, slight bit of sweet roastiness. Uh, Very, very smooth, easy drinking. Medium to high flavor intensity. It doesn't quite, like I said, like I predicted, it doesn't quite have the flavor intensity that some of the other Viennas out there that are coming in at like 5.6, 5.8% have. But I think there was a 6%er out there too. Yeah, but for 5.2, it's about what you would expect in the Department of Flavor Intensity, not watered down at all. Very, very flavor forward, just not as intense as some of the other Viennas I've come across. Very easy drinking, very crushable. Um, yeah, this one's got a great flavor profile going on. Uh, it hits all the right notes with while maintaining the balance, and none of them really peak out too much and stand out. It's very balanced. That was a lot of words to say it's balanced. Um, Let me see. Yeah, very smooth, very crushable. None of that back end bitterness. So, you're not left coming back for more just to quench your thirst. You're actually left with the flavor a lot more than you would be in a lot of different styles of lagers. With a Vienna, though, typically not any of that back end bitterness, at least not noticeable to keep you thirsty. It's coming. If you're enjoying this video or finding it helpful or informative, why don't you go ahead and drop a like? It helps with the algorithm and it makes me smile. And while you're at it, why don't you give me a follow? My name is BJ Drinks Beer and I'm on Instagram and YouTube. And while you're at it, why don't you give my other channel a follow too? BJ and DG Talk Wrestling on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. We talk wrestling. That's what we do. We do a couple live streams a week, and there's much more on the channel. If you're a wrestling fan, or if you just can't get enough of me, you're not gonna want to miss it. That's right. That's right. So, okay. If you've had this one or anything else from Stratosphere, I definitely. Wait, no, I messed that up. If you've had this one or anything else from Stratosphere, why don't you go ahead and leave a little something in the comments and tell me what you thought about it? This one sounds good, sounds interesting. Maybe it's something you might want to try. Maybe you have some questions. Go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you would like to find this one, like I said earlier, this is their first foray into distribution, and they're not in a lot of places yet. But next week, at some point, early next week, you will be able to find this one at Joe Canals and Marlton rating. Oh, and you can always find it at the brewery in Mount Holly, New Jersey. Rating. Yeah, this one it's not blowing you away with sweetness like some of those Viennas do. Very balanced, malt forward, but not aggressively. Uh, Excellent stuff. One of the best Viennas I've ever had, and it's been a while since I've drank a lot of the red stuff. But uh, but no, this one is absolutely blowing me away. I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5. If you haven't had anything from Stratosphere in Mount Holly, New Jersey, definitely recommend you check out some of what they do. You'll not be disappointed. Over the 3 years of their existence, they have gone through a few brewers, some of them better than others, but I think for the first time in in their short history, they've really locked on to something good. And just having been there 3 times in the last 2 days, um, I have been loving every different style I've tried there. My only thing is, I go and I look at the menu, and there's like 20 different styles there. Maybe two or three of them are seltzers. Some of them are like not stuff that like I would be into, and that's fine. But I'm looking and I'm like, nothing was exactly what I would want. Like I've gone there before, and they had a Rawaka Pilsner, and I'm like, yep, give me that. But I would stare at the board for like 5 minutes before I figured out what I wanted to have next, and it's not necessarily a bad thing because, it's just me. But yeah, nothing really like because everything sounded good, and nothing really sounded like, yeah, that's the one. Until I dug deeper. Friday night they hadn't released the Belgian quad yet, but Saturday they did, and 10% went down like water. Stuff was absolutely amazing. Um, yeah, the anniversary party was great. I wish I would have gotten something from the food truck. It smelled so good. But yeah, I just it wasn't happening. Um, and yeah, if you haven't been to the brewery in Mount Holly, New Jersey, I definitely recommend you check it out. It's kind of hidden if you don't know how to get there, but it's not hard to find if you know what I mean. And yeah, if you're coming out to the Pro Wrestling Star Academy and you want to do a little pre-gaming, or vice versa, if you're coming out to Stratosphere and you want to go catch a wrestling show, it's perfect. Oh yeah, we were still there at 11. Oh, I skipped the first one. Yeah. Yeah, you should have stopped in. I don't know if I told you we were stopping there, but that's our like go-to. They close at 11 usually, you know, if we're there at close, we hang out a little bit longer, but yeah, man, if you're ever walking home, stop on by, man. Even if you're not having a beer or whatever, just hang out. Maybe catch a ride home with Pete. Yeah, I've been very impressed with Stratosphere lately. Um, their Baltic Porter was fantastic. They have I'm blanking on what it's called now, or the style. It's Nitro, Brass Tap Nitro. It's like a pub ale, phenomenal stuff. Um, and what was the one? It's got a really long name and I can't remember it, but on my Instagram, I think Crumbum posted something the other night. It's a 6.4% New England IPA and it's fantastic. I almost cursed there. That's how good it was. But yeah, if you haven't had anything from Stratosphere, I definitely recommend you check out some of what they do. Right now, this is all you can get outside of the brewery, and it's not that easy to find. So I definitely recommend you check out the brewery in Mount Holly, New Jersey. But uh, they're going to be putting more out into distro. You'll be able to find them more and more, and definitely, if you get the opportunity, pick up a six pack. Well, that's all I've got for this time. Until next time, cheers. But stick around, fools. Um, we have a couple more to come. Uh, oh, fair enough. Okay, I get it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a long day for you. uh, next up, I advertised. What did I advertise? One from Stratosphere, Tonewood, Yards, and more. So that's a minimum of 4 beers I'm going to try to get through. Which is a lot to drink in. I'm trying to keep this to an hour, hour and a half, but I'll be fine. Um, I'm just trying to figure out what's coming up next. I know what I'm doing next. So next up, there's a beer I don't think I've ever reviewed it, and this beer, from the time I tried it until a couple months ago, uh, it was at least one six pack a week if it was available, sometimes two. It blew me away, and I just loved it. And then I tried a lot of other similar beers from other breweries and fell in love with something else. And I haven't had this one in a while, but when I brought home this six pack, I took the first sip and I was like, wow, it hasn't changed, but I have. So we're gonna examine that bullet point right there. Because tastes do change over time. Your taste buds, get acclimated to certain things, and you know. But yeah, this next one, we'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, I just like I don't know if I've fallen out of love with it because I did have three that night. But also I've been noticing like day to day, my tastes are different. It might have something to do with like I don't know what I've eaten that day. I'm sure it does, but a lot more variation lately. Whereas up until recently, up until I'd say maybe last couple of weeks, it was consistent. If I had the same beer for 3 days in a row, it would taste the same. Now it's like I'm getting different notes. It's getting, it's hitting different on different days. And it could be like psychological. It could be the weather. The weather could have something to do with it. It could be a warmer day, so I'm enjoying a certain style more or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, because this one asked me any other time before a couple of weeks ago, and I'm saying it's a 5 out of 5 every time. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Got another. I got a burp coming, it's just not coming. Uh, yeah, it's not coming. Maybe if I pat myself on the back. I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna go take a sip, set up for now, set up for round two. Let's see, view for later. I'm so happy I have like five. Or no, I gave Pete a couple. Yeah, I got three of these left. So happy. Be right back. Tunes. Oh yeah, yeah. Let's get heavy. I was muted. I said I wish there was a fade out option that would be dope instead of just like cutting it off, but you know, whatever. So this one is from Tonewood. I don't think I've reviewed this one before, but I've probably had more of this one in the last year than almost any other beer I had last year, besides maybe Hugo. And speaking of Hugo, it is along the same lines, similar style. This one is a 5.4% West Coast Pilsner. It's hopped with Eggers Rowaka, Cascade, Centennial, and Chinook, and they're using Pilsner malt. Like I said, this one is from Tonewood. Uh, oh, and of course, with Tonewood, you always got to read what it says at the bottom. Built different. They always have something weird printed on the bottom of the cans. Uh, and while I'm down here, this one was canned, it looks like January 28th. So we're talking not even 2 months old here. Uh, but it's a West Coast Pilsner, so I know the hops will probably fade eventually, but this one is still within that range. Chili bin. So in New Zealand, okay, little explaining to do. So the Eggers Rowaka is a New Zealand hop, and in New Zealand, the slang term for a beer cooler is a chili bin. You're welcome. Got a little aggressive on that one. I'll have some time to kill. Oh well, it's actually going down pretty fast there. Trying to like rotate it without overflowing. All right, on the nose. Yeah, just super aggressive. I guess that's let me get another whiff on the nose. Yeah, that Rawaka is pretty much all I'm getting. I mean, it may not be the Rawaka. It could be, combination of the hops, but very dank on the aroma. Definitely picking up bitterness in there. Not getting a lot of breadiness at all, like you would expect to get on the front end in the aroma of any type of lager, pilsner, or anything like that. I'm just straight up getting back end hops in the aroma. Yeah, just grimy, like, and I say this in a good way, but just like grimy, earthy, dank hops. And of course, they're using, Cascade, Centennial, and Chinook along with the Rawaka. So, I mean, that combination, it's going to be earthy, it's going to be dank. Let's give it a try. Yeah, just very, you get no upfront breadiness or sweetness that you would expect to get because that back end bitterness and dankness just completely overtakes it. I remember this one having a little bit more of that front end sweetness before the hops take over, but this one is just hops all the way throughout. I'm not saying I'm not enjoying this, but I'm over this. Uh, and I hate to say it, like, because I used to love this time last year between March and June, I probably went through 3 cases of this myself. Um, just randomly buying a 6 pack here and there. Uh, it's an amazing beer. But just like a lot of amazing beers, as at least for me, I if I overdo it and then give myself a little break and come back, it's completely different. It's a completely different feel, you know? Um, and tasting this, I'm tasting like blah, blah, blah. And tasting this, it's almost as if like I taste this and it brings me back to a year ago, but it's not the same, you know? It is. The beer's the same. I've changed. Yeah, just super earthy. Okay. So super earthy, dank, you know, initially, as the taste buds acclimate, uh, you do get a little bit of that sweet breadiness, but it's not where you would expect it. It's not on the front end. It's almost as if the Rawaka, or maybe not the Rawaka, but just the hop combination just dominates. And then the little relief you get is that sweet breadiness. It's weird. It's kind of backwards. As the taste buds acclimate. Yeah, it's balancing out a little bit more. The hops become a little less intense, and you do get that sweet breadiness on the front eventually, but it's very, very dull. It's not what you would expect. A typical Pilsner drinker would probably hate this, but an IPA drinker would probably be very happy with this, especially a West Coast IPA drinker. Very light on the palate, very easy drinking. And that like back end bitterness and dankness definitely keeps you coming back for more. But as you get to about halfway and everything just kind of blends together, it definitely dulls down and the bready sweetness is present a little bit more, but not like I said, not the point where you would want it to be in any kind of lager or pilsner if that's what you're looking for. All right, one more sip. Not gonna burp. Not yet. Yeah, it hasn't changed at all, but I have. If you're enjoying this video or finding it helpful or informative, why don't you go ahead and drop a like? It helps with the algorithm and it makes me smile. While you're at it, why don't you give me a follow? My name is BJ Drinks Beer and I'm on Instagram and YouTube. And while you're at that, go ahead and give my other channel a follow. BJ and DG Talk Wrestling. It's a wrestling channel. We talk wrestling. That's what we do. So if you're a wrestling fan or if you just can't get enough of me, I recommend you check it out. If you've had this one or anything else from Tonewood, wait, no, I keep doing that. If you've had this one or anything else from Tonewood, why don't you go ahead and leave a little something in the comments and tell me what you thought about it. This one sounds good, sounds interesting. Maybe you might want to give it a try, but you have some questions. Why don't you go ahead and leave them in the comments? If you would like to find this one is just about always available at Joe Canals in Marlton. It's not a year-round beer. Tonewood kind of brews what they want when they want. But yeah, this one is most of the time you can find this one at Joe Canals in Marlton. And of course, any other respectable liquor store in South Jersey. Rating. That burp is still not coming. It's right there. Yeah. Thank you. Rating. I would have given this one a 5 out of 5 up until recently. Um, and it's not a reflection of the beer. The beer is still absolutely amazing. Like I said many times, it hasn't changed. I have 4.75 out of 5. It's still everything I remember it is. It's still everything it advertises to be. But there are other beers, similar styles to this that I enjoy more. Uh, and sure, why don't I drop a plug? Um, Hugo by Wanderback Beer Works, very similar style. I believe they also call it a West Coast Pilsner. Um, but I've grown, it's a little less aggressive in certain areas and a little more aggressive in others. It's a little bit lighter, which is definitely good for me because I put them back. Um, but yeah, if you would have asked me 6 months ago, I would have said Chili Bin all day and then Hugo. But in the last 6 months, Hugo has taken over. It is my favorite hoppy pilsner. But if you haven't had anything from Tonewood, I definitely recommend you check out some of what they do. They are literally the best brewery in South Jersey, and that's maybe just my opinion, but they, any style you like that doesn't involve adjuncts, they do it better than 96% of the breweries in Jersey. I can guarantee you that. They don't do adjuncts. They do one or two beers that are conditioned on. They have a porter conditioned on coffee from a local coffee company. And that I think maybe there's one or two other beers that they may have conditioned on. I don't know, like lemon zest or something. But they do not use adjuncts, and that is amazing when you consider how great everything they do is. Ooh. Um, yeah, what did I say? 4.5, 4, no, 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 4.75. 4.75 out of 5. 6 months ago, it would have been a 5. And this is where like my personal taste is coming into play with the rating. Because like I said, hands down, would have been a 5. I overdid it. And I've moved on. I'm over this one. It hasn't changed, I have. I'll shut up with that. Well, that's all I've got for this time. Until next time, cheers. But stick around, fools. Um, one more advertised beer, and then I really want to get to the next one that's the end more. There's also a bunch of THC beverages I could drink, but I don't have much time. My mom is actually stopping by at some point, I think. So that might happen. And uh, but yeah, I want to at least get to the yards and the Enmore. Because the Enmore I'm super excited about. Spoiler alert, I've already had two of them and I love this beer. Um, but yeah, the yards. Um, we're getting there. Again, thank you, Jason, for hooking me up with Glockner. Very, very, very good stuff. Uh, my new tastes. All right, JP. My, my tastes have changed over the years, and with my new taste in beer, this probably I would say this is my favorite Vienna right now. Because it used to be Crimson Skull by Bonesaw, but that's 5.6, and the flavor is just too sweet up front and not balanced enough. And I don't like the sweet as much as I used to. So, Jason, if you're seeing this, man, this is amazing. Thank you. Thank you for the six pack. And in advance, thank you, Tom, for the next beer and the glass I'm about to drink it out of. Tom from Yards, cheers. Not Big Tom, Little Tom, if anyone understands what I mean by that. But yeah, I should chill with this and get to the next one. I still have that to worry about, but you know what? As it warms up, a lot of a lot of that sweetness does come out a lot more. Um, but there's also like a certain like wateriness too. But you're never gonna let it get this cold unless you're trying to tear through four beers in an hour. Yeah, so sit tight for about like 30 seconds. I'm gonna go and set up for the next one. And yeah, let me see what I got. Let's chill. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down a little bit with the tunes. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Ryan Milton in the chat. Ryan has entered the United States of America. Uh, dude, if you can get down here, man, at any point this week, hit us up, let us know. We would love to, we'd love to see you. There's no way we can make it up there. But if you can make it down, uh, I can put you up for a night, hopefully, depending on what night. But yeah, man, we'd love to see you. This next one is from, good, good. That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I like to hear. This next one is from Yards. Yards out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This one, okay. Yeah, this one is a 6.5% hazy IPA brewed with real peach. This one has been out for the last few years, and every year they kind of tweak it and it's a little different. But according to what the salesman tells me, this is the best it's been. So we'll see about that. But give you a look at the can here. Not very much to look at, but there it is. Love the color scheme. I believe I may have reviewed Filthy on a recent stream. I don't remember. It might have been something else. All right. So I'm not going to put a light behind it or anything, but as you can see, it's definitely hazy. Uh, on the nose. Yeah, peach. Very, very peach forward. Excuse. Uh, uh, yeah, that's all I'm getting. No trace of hops in the back end or anything. Just peach. Let's give it a try. Ooh. Um, okay, so let me preface this by saying I'm not a peach fan. So it has to be like the right kind of peach flavor. I believe in previous years I've had this and it was like the right kind of peach flavor, but I am not digging this. And I'm gonna take a couple more sips, but I'm gonna tell you right now I'm not going to finish this. Um, it's just I'm not a peach fan, and I've been able to have peach beers, different styles. That Spellbound does a very, very good peach IPA. This is way too heavy on the peach. And it's to the point where I'm not, it says they're using real peach. I'm not sure if that's the case. Uh, because if they're using real peach, they would have had to dump a ton into it to get to this level of intensity. Um, yeah, I'm just not enjoying this one. Uh, And like typically, like 9 times out of 10, anything I have from Yards, I absolutely love, as you've seen on my streams. Uh, this is not doing it for me. I'm barely even picking up the hazy IPA part. It's just an assault of peach. Yeah, no. Uh, I'm not gonna clip this, so I'm not gonna go through the whole spiel, but I am gonna rate it. If you're a peach fan, you might think this one is like a 3.5 out of 5. If you're not a Peach fan, 1 out of 5. Sorry, Yards, like I said, I typically love everything I've had, but this one misses the mark. And yeah, I have to be honest, I have to be diplomatic, and that's what I'm doing. I'm sorry, I'm not enjoying this at all. No outro. Next. Give me like 45 seconds to compose my thoughts here. Let me throw on some tunes. Uh, yeah, let's dance. Everybody dance. That was fun. Uh, um, I think that's how excited I am. Whoa, wrong way. That's how excited I am for this one. Like I said, I've already had a couple, and I'm just super hyped to drink another one right now. I'm gonna start with the end and then work my way backwards, kind of. So this one is now available at Joe Canals at Marlton, but I haven't been there in a couple days, so we might be out. Uh, Let me get it together. This next one is from Trillium. This one is called Party Pump, and it's a 4.5% golden ale. Anything fun to read? Brewed and packaged by Trillium Brewing Company, Carton, Mass, and Boston, Mass. Nope, that's just about all besides the government warning, but I'm not doing the keep cold, drink fresh. That I will do. Yeah. We don't get a lot of Trillium down in South Jersey, New Jersey in general. Trillium typically doesn't leave Massachusetts, to my knowledge. The only other time I've had Trillium, and I'm not even sure that I had it because I have a lot of beers that I'd never had before, was a couple years back, almost 2 years ago, when a couple of friends of mine, East Coast Beer Reviews and Thomas Metal 75, came down from New England and visited, and we showed them a ton of amazing breweries, and they brought us like 2 cases worth of New England beer that we can't get down here. So I'm sure there was some Trillium mixed into that, but I mean that was almost 2 years ago. I don't remember yesterday. Um, so like I said, the big news is that Trillium is now available at Joe Canals and Marlton. We have three SKUs. We have this one and two IPAs. Not going to get into them. Going to get into this. Let's get into it. All right. They call it a gold now. Looks pretty gold to me. On the news. Gotta, gotta get through that head. So 4.5% gold now. That aroma is not going to be jumping out of the glass. All right. Uh, yeah. So it's very mild intensity on the aroma, but what I am picking up is that sweetness. The golden ale is typically made with corn, and I'm getting that corn sweetness. Yeah, let's give it a try. Oh, so smooth, so easy drinking, not exploding with flavor. I would say low to mid flavor intensity, but the flavor that is there is absolutely amazing. This one, the crushability is ridiculous because all you're getting up front, yeah, you're just getting that sweetness up front, a hint of like hot bitterness just to like kind of dull down the sweetness, and then just super smooth. Sits a little bit heavier on the palate. You would expect that. Not the lightest on the palate. Yeah, just absolutely crushable. I've had similar styles recently that are available around here a little more regularly, and they're good for what they are and for the price and everything. But this is, I mean. This is pretty much what you want out of a golden ale. Oh, got a lot of coffee in that one. Oh, that was a good mix. Uh, reminded me of Irish Queen. Yeah, super crushable, super easy drinking, low to mild flavor intensity, but the flavor that is there is everything you would want out of a golden ale. If you're enjoying this video or finding it helpful or informative, why don't you go ahead and drop a like? It helps with the algorithm and it makes me smile. While you're at it, why don't you give me a follow? My name is BJ Drinks Beer and I'm on Face. My name is BJ Drinks Beer and I'm on Instagram. And my name is BJ Drinks Beer and I'm on Instagram and YouTube. While you're at it, why don't you give my other channel a follow? BJ and DG Talks Wrestling. If you're into wrestling, check it out. All we do is talk wrestling. Uh, you know, if you're into wrestling or you just can't get enough of me, you're gonna want to check this out. If you've had this one or anything else from Trillium, why don't you go ahead and leave a little something in the comments and tell me what you thought about it. This one sounds good, sounds interesting, maybe it's something you might want to try, maybe you have some questions. Why don't you go ahead and leave them in the comments? If you would like to find this one, again, I already did this part. As of Friday at 5 o'clock, we had almost a case of this at Joe Canals in Marlton, but I cannot guarantee you that it will still be available at Joe Canals in Marlton. Otherwise, if you're in Massachusetts, you can probably find it. That's right. Um, Ready. Yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5. This is the best golden ale I've ever had. And I drink a lot, not a lot, but like, once every couple of weeks I'll get a six pack of another popular golden ale in the South Jersey area. And that's good, but this is everything a golden ale should be. Absolutely 5 out of 5. If you haven't had anything from Trillium, I definitely recommend you check out some of what they do. If it's not just for this, I mean, they're not known for their golden ales, but they're known for their double IPAs and their IPAs. But I haven't really been as into the IPAs lately, so this was right up my alley. When I found out that it was available to me, I was super excited, and that excitement was warranted because this is an absolutely amazing beer. And they're legendary for their IPAs and everything, but I don't know, the ones that we have are like 6.6 and there's another one that's over 7 and I just don't want to buy that and like be like, oh yeah, this is great. This isn't what I like typically, like and just have them sit in my fridge and be like, all right, I guess we'll drink one of them. When like 2 or 3 years ago, I would have been like, oh, but yeah, man, yeah, check them out if you can. Come to Joe Canals in Marlton. I can guarantee we got 3 cases. I can almost guarantee that right now there's at least a 4 pack of something left. Probably more, but I can't guarantee that. That's all I've got for this time. Until next time. Cheers. Let's stick around because I'm just hanging out. I've been on for less than an hour. I've drank, well, that much, and I dumped the rest of that peach. Uh, so, whoa, there we go. So yeah, I'm just hanging out, having a couple before I regroup my focus and get ready for my 5 o'clock stream on BJ and DG Talk Wrestling live on Facebook, Instagram. No, no, not live on Instagram or Facebook. Live on Twitch and YouTube. I really got to get the plugs down better. Um, yeah, I got nothing. I didn't really have words. Um, put it this way, everything else that has occupied my mind for like the last week has been wrestling related, and that's not what this channel is about. So I'm like blanking here. It's like, well, I don't want to hear about that. Like, that's not what this channel is. Blah, blah, blah. Non-wrestling related beer stuff. Uh, I got nothing. Hey DG, if you're there, pop on in, man. Save me, please. Oh, I am so uncentered. So, in review, we got five right here. Got a 4.75. We got a 1 or 3.5, maybe, but it's a 1. Yeah. And a 5. Um, please everybody, stop on in to Joking Out in Marlton. Even if you're not gonna like buy beer and, you know, contribute, uh, you can contribute by stopping in and occupying me when I'm bored for a couple minutes, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, please, stop on in Joking House in Marlton. I do my best every week to try to bring in the best beers that represent what my customers want. Uh, just, go ahead and ask any of my customers. You don't know how many times I've heard every recommendation. No, 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 that's not the phrase they use. The phrase they use is, "You've never steered me wrong." Um, and that's kind of understating what I do because, like, I'm like a matchmaker. I connect people with a beer that's going to speak to them the most. I'm just being ridiculous. I'll shut up now. Yeah, so I have a little bit to drink and then 3 hours until BJ and DG Talk Wrestling episode 67? Is it? Are we? Nah, or is it 66? What is it? I don't know. DG's not, he's not there. Um, that's amazing. It's amazing that we've been doing this nonstop, missing one or two weekly shows here and there. Man.
Going over a year strong.
Oh yeah, you about a year and a half now.
Yeah, man. Going strong. Growing. Getting better.
Next month it'll be a year and a half.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Just thought I'd pop on and say that real quick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm about to get off if you want to hang out. I want to tell you something actually. So actually, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me sign off now. Uh, who cares about whoever's watching? Uh, can I
Well,
just turn?
everybody, don't forget to at 5 o'clock, switch over to BJ and DG Talk Wrestling and come check us out talking this week in mainstream wrestling.
Yeah. And there's some stuff to discuss.
Oh, yeah, I
Every,
can't wait. There's one thing that we're going to discuss. I've only been waiting since at least October I've been talking about, and it's finally happening.
I know, as much as I tried to push it down.
Nope, there's personality there. That's why you can't hold it down.
Hey, I don't see any.
Oh, and Brock, yeah, I agree. He has the personality of a chestnut.
All right, we've gone off the rails. Let me
It's
sign
about
off.
time.
Or are you going to reverse the roles? I'm trying to sign off and you just keep talking about other stuff. Oh, wait. Oh.
So in other news, BJ drinks the beers.
That's right. Everybody, have a great rest of your weekend. Tune in to BJ and DG Talk Wrestling, episode 6, 7 at 5 o'clock. And
Or else Rick Blade will be disappointed in you.
you don't want that to happen. He's disappointed in me just in general. Uh,
Aren't we all?
but yeah, everybody, thanks for stopping in. Until next time. I'm messing up all my lines today. That's all I got for this time. Until next time. Cheers.